the step 2 of consulting is problem identification. Now this is where the consultant's expertise starts playing in. Now typically, can the client identify the problem? Of course they can. Do they need the consultant? Maybe not. But where does the consultant come in is the speed with which he can figure out the problem for the client and the accuracy with which he can suggest solutions. So these perhaps a normal client would take a longer time, but if he takes a consultant on board, the consultant would do it very fast for him. Now that's where the process expertise and the content expertise of the consultant crops in. Now when in the problem identification stage, the consultant then moves into the client organization, and he then starts interviewing the select people whom he should. Now this can be based on hierarchy, this can be based on the expertise, this can be based on who or who are even people who are outside the organization, like customers, whosoever should be interviewed. Now it's very for my particular work, I look at the business model, then I look at the key drivers, then I look at the competition, then I look at the customers, what are they buying, what are they getting, and then there's a way to look at then approach the financials, the products or the services being offered, and then kind of look at your profit pools. Now there's a way through which I go, but the important approach here is that when you are interviewing, you have to interview the right people in the organization, and in case the consultant is unable to find out the really deep answers and the deep insights about the organization, he has to keep on digging till the time he doesn't reach there. Now every consultant will have a way to go about the particular engagement at the client location. Now having done the interviewing, the second side of the problem, whether there are some of the problem identification step, is to do data analytics. Now it can be data from financial data, from balance sheet, profit and loss, or from cash flows, or customer data, or operations data, or dispatch data, whatever. But one has to look at the various data analytics and try to then identify as to which what does the data say. Now is the data talking the same language or showcasing the same thing as the interviewing has found out? Now if the data and the interview, what the data says and what is being gathered from the interviews is not coherent, then there is an issue in the organization. This is the first step, and the consultant then dives deep, trying to narrow the scope and identify the true issue. Now this dive deep that is needed has a set of things to be done around it. So it can be that everything is fine with the organization, but it's an interdepartmental issue. It can be that the CEO is not being able to drive the organization. It can be a misallocation and therefore missed opportunities. It can be an issue of wrong product portfolio. It can be an issue of sales not up to the mark. It can be an issue of competition being far more sharper than the particular customer that you are working with. Now, all of these would then give, when you analyze all of these aspects, you will then be able to define the problem, narrow it down. And once you have been able to define the problem, identify and define the problem, rather identify the real problem, that's when the consultant can work towards the solution generation. So problem identification is where you actually pinpoint the issue and therefore work deeper on that particular aspect.